Tonight we bow down and worship Yahweh. We bow down and worship Yahweh. Tonight we bow down and worship Yahweh. We bow down and worship Yahweh. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Oh, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. You wanna join me, sing, we bow. We bow down and worship. We bow down and worship. One more time. We bow down and worship. We bow down, yeah. Yeah. You alone are worthy, yeah. Say awesome wonder and mighty ruler, the King of all the earth. We bow before your throne. Awesome wonder, yeah, and mighty ruler, King of all the earth. We bow before your Sweet Jesus, you're the bright and morning star. Morning star, yeah. Oh, Jesus, yeah. You're the mighty, mighty pastor. I call you Jesus, the master of all. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I call you Jesus, the master of all. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord Almighty. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I call you Jesus, the master of the master of all. I call you Jesus, the master of the master of all. I call you Jesus, the master of the world. Mighty God, mighty God, mighty God, yeah. Mighty God, we worship you. Oh yeah, mighty God, yes you are. You have done marvelous things. You have done glorious things. You have done wonderful, wonderful things. Mighty God, mighty God, you have done marvelous things. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. God bless you. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Sorry? Is it Friday? No, it's Saturday. Okay. Saturday. Happy Saturday to everybody. Obviously, you can see that's why I'm in my onesie. I haven't been out. I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't seen outside. So obviously, it still feels very much like a Friday, even though it is a Saturday. God bless each and every one of you. It is a Saturday. God bless you. I hope your Saturday has been good. I hope you've been able to catch up on whatever it is that needs doing this Saturday. Obviously, I did mine yesterday. I made an effort to do everything that I needed to do yesterday so that today I can have some lying and didn't need to run about. So obviously you can understand the reason why I am very much thinking it's a Friday, whereas it's a Saturday. It has been a very chilling, relaxed Saturday for me, in the sense that I was able to get some rest. So if you wanted some rest, I hope you were able to get some rest. Sister Matty, all the way from Holland, God bless you. Sister Yemi, I see you. Pastor Grace, it's been quite a while. I hope you're well. I have missed you. I hope you and your family are doing good. Welcome to Let's Be Real. And like I normally say, and that is because that is my name. My name is Funke, and I am the lady that facilitates Let's Be Real. As you can see, we have a question again this evening. I cannot take credit for this question this evening because it was a question that was given to me by a mom, and I'm hoping that the woman that sent me the question will join us and log on later on. We are live on Instagram, I believe on YouTube, and we believe obviously Facebook, and I think we are live on Periscope, but I'm not sure. But I definitely know that we are live on YouTube, we are live on Instagram, and we're live on Facebook. So Like I said, Sister Olaide, Kev Tom's Kitchen, God bless you. I see you there. Everybody else that is joining, I see a lot of names, but I don't actually see the people. I mean, I see the numbers, but I don't see the people. So I believe you must be there somewhere. That is the question that I have been given today, and that's the question I hope that you and I will be able to address this evening or this morning, depending on where uh, you're joining from and the time it is. I see my brother Olumide, God bless you. I see you there, man of God. Thank you for joining the broadcast. So the question, like I said, is should mothers dress up in front of their children? That is the question. God bless you, Brother Lumide. God bless you. That is the question that has been put to me. And I'm sure probably a lot of our men will have quite a few to say concerning this. So I am very much interested in everybody's opinion. So please help me to answer this question. I was told the day I was given the question, it's been quite a while I've received the question, I think about 2 weeks now I received this question. It is something that came up between husband and wife. Husband is saying that it is not right for the wife to be dressing up in front of the children. So I put the question to all of us. Please remember, I am only the facilitator on Let's Be Real. Please keep it very real. Please do not be insultive or demeaning. We're trying to enlighten one another. Obviously, everybody has an opinion. Air your opinion. Please be aware of other people's feeling. Don't just speak anyhow. That's not what children of God do. So please help me to answer this question. Should mothers be dressing up in front of their children? And I'm deliberately not speaking. And unfortunately, people don't tend to speak as soon as we start the broadcast. And then when we're getting towards the end, then everybody has something to say. I wish we will break out of that norm. I've always said it. Let's be real. It's about real people with real issues. And we're trying to help one another to be able to be better people, to learn from one another, to enlighten one another. So because I'm the one that's facilitating it doesn't mean I have all the answer. Of course, as a human being, I have my own opinion, but it doesn't necessarily mean that my opinion is the right one. So please feel free, Sister Becky, God bless you. Feel free to add. The question is, should mothers be dressing up in front of their children? Like I said, this is a discussion that took place between husband and wife. So I know my brother Lumide is in the house. So if you can shed some light, please, I will be interested from other men. Let me know. Should mothers be dressing up in front of their children? It is a no, especially when the child is of the opposite sex. Okay, that is Sister Lide, Kev Tom's Kitchen. God bless you, ma. I appreciate that. So that is the opinion of Sister Lide, that it's a definite no. Parents should not be dressing up in front, or mothers should not be dressing up in front of their children. So that is Sister Lide's opinion. Anybody else, please? Because once I start speaking, I continue to speak. I want everybody else to speak before I start adding mine. Even if I only have a few minutes at the end, that it's fine. But at least we're rubbing minds. So please, we have an opinion, especially when the child is of the opposite sex. The answer is a capital no. No, no, and no. We should not be dressing up in front of our children. So please, I'm listening. There are women in the house, there are men in the house. There's quite a lot of us online. Nobody is speaking. Why isn't anybody making any contribution? Please, like I said, it's an open forum. Let us hear your opinion. Let us hear my dear sister said it's a no, especially if it's the opposite sex. So what is your opinion? What do you think? I'm interested in hearing other people's opinion. Like I said, there's quite a few of us online, and please, it is a very interactive discussion. Sister Ada, God bless you. Sister Grace, God bless you. The question is, should mothers dress up in front of their children? Should mothers dress up in front of their children? Only one person I've spoken so far, and that it's a mother. And the mother said it's a no, especially if it's in front of a child that is of the opposite sex. Okay, Sister Ada, why are you covering your face? What does that mean? What does that mean? Look, we are not all saints, because you haven't heard my own opinion yet. So you don't know whether it's something I do. You don't know whether it's something I agree with. So please don't preempt what it is I'm going to say. I'm interested because a dad was telling a mom to stop dressing in front of her children. So, so please let me know what is our opinion about dressing, because a lot of mothers are online now. And I know that a lot of us have brought up children, or we're bringing up children, and I know what it's like to be a busy mother. I know what it's like to be a mother in a rush. And so don't give me, please, I want people to give me real answers, not superficial answers that we think that's what people wants to hear. No, I'm not interested in what people wants to hear. I'm interested on exactly our opinion and where we stand. Because when I said I know what it feels like to be a busy mother, and you're trying to get 2-3 children to get ready on time, and you're trying to get ready on time, and all of you are trying to leave the house on time, I know what that means. So we're talking about real people. Ambassador, God bless you. I see you in the house. You're welcome to the broadcast. The question is, like I said, the question was put to me, I think about a week or so ago. Should mothers dress up in front of their children? I'm covering my face because I do that sometimes, and my husband is so mad at me. Okay. So that is another woman. That is good. You see, this is why I do Let's Be Real, because we are real people with real issues, and we're trying to enlighten or educate one another. Look, Sister Ada, you are not the only one. So please, but as for your husband, having a go at you, okay. Ambassador. The sister that also gave me this question, it was a discussion, or I don't know, I'm going to assume it was a discussion between her and her husband as well. So, Sister Ada, you are very much in line with what the sister that gave me the question, that we should discuss it. Should mothers dress up in front of her children? I believe it was something that is also a discussion between herself and her husband as well. So you are not alone, Sister Ada. And I can bet you, although a lot of women are not talking, I'm tempted to say that 99% of women listening, Ambassador, stop it. 99% of women watching at the moment, I think we do it. That's my opinion. 99% of women watching. I see that we are not talking. My husband hates it. Me, I don't care. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? So I am of the opinion that 99% of women, we do it. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But I can probably give you a reason why a lot of us do it. But I'm opening to everybody. I do it when I was young, but I don't think it's good. Okay, Sister Yemi, there must have been a reason why you did it. There must have been a reason. And that's why I said, I know almost 99% of mothers do it. And I think I know the reason why mothers do it. Sister Yemi is saying something she did when she was a lot younger, but she thinks it's not good. Okay. But if you think it's not good, don't you know maybe at the time you didn't know it was good. Maybe it's now that you know it's not good. I don't know. But if at the time you thought it was not good, but you still did it, there was a reason why you did it. I do it, my husband gets mad at me. My children are very clingy. So whenever I'm dressing up, that's when they want something from me. So I normally ignore and send them out. Again, that's taken into consideration, Sister Lydia, you've got 2 boys. You have 2 boys and your boys are young. And again, I'm not excusing or reasoning anything. I'm just trying to bring clarity to the discussion. I am not yet making any contribution, but I am making observation. I am of the opinion that a lot of women, we do it. A lot of mothers, we do it. And like I said, I think I know the reason why we do it. Why I do it is because I don't want my children to be thinking there's something I'm hiding and they go searching it out. Okay, that's ambassador's opinion. Everybody else, please, I'm interested in your opinion as well. Sister Lydia says no, she sends her children out. Ambassador says it's okay because she wants her children to know about not looking for it somewhere else. Again, that is a personal opinion. Both those opinions are they are entitled to their opinion. But like I said, I believe that every mother that has done it, there is a reason why they have done it. And so I'm interested. My husband always went mad with me. Okay. Yeah, but when you did it then, because you said when you were younger, ma. So when you were younger, ma, you did it. Why did you do it at the time? And if you did it at the time, ma, why do you think it's wrong? Do you think it's wrong now, or did you believe it was wrong at the time? I had a conversation with them to enlighten them. Okay. Okay. So I'm listening because I'm going to share my experience with you as well. So please, my husband always went mad with me. Okay, Sister Yemi, you said you did it when you were younger, but you know it's wrong. Did you know it was wrong at the time, or is it now that you think it's wrong? And if you knew that it was wrong at the time, really, this is really a phone-in session where people should be phoning. And it will be easier because we can hear immediately, and we can, everybody else can hear you instead of me trying to read. Because I know a lot of people, you're probably trying to type, and as you are typing, it's taking much more time to put it across. Sister Yatunde, you're welcome to the broadcast. We are discussing the question that has been put to the house, and the question is, should mothers, Sister Orente Snappy, God bless you. Thank you for joining the broadcast. The question that has been posed in the house this evening is that should mothers be dressing up in front of their children? Should mothers be dressing up in front of their children? We have had 1 or 2 women. God bless you, Sister Grace. Pastor Grace, I didn't know you had left. I acknowledged you when I saw you there. When I came on, I didn't know you were no longer there. I was saying it's been quite a while, and I hope you and the family are keeping well. Thank you for coming back. So, they now teach them parts of the body very early. In school, they have taught my children the V and the P and the B's. They have shown them chart, etc. But I am usually balanced with it. Okay. So I don't know. It's amazing, all this. I don't know whether these things are good things or bad things. I don't know. It's amazing the amount of education that our children have. I've had a conversation with them why I can't be dressing up in their presence, that I'm a girl and they are boys. Okay. Interesting. So it's only my 2 sisters that are speaking. I'm still waiting to hear from Sister Yemi. Please, if you are online, please contribute, enlighten us. Should we as mothers be dressing up in front of our children? That is the discussion today. Should we as parents or as mothers, specifically mothers, should we be dressing up in front of our children? Like I said to you, I am of the opinion that a lot of women, they do this. A lot of mothers do this. And I not excusing it, and I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying I think I know. And if I'm brave enough, I think I can say I do it sometimes, but as for me, kole work. My husband do it sometimes, but as for me, kole work. Okay. For me, your husband doing it with his boys, to be honest with you, I don't see anything wrong with that, Kev Tom's Kitchen. I don't see anything wrong with it. To my understanding, grown-ups, females, should not dress up in front of the male child, especially when they are maturing both in sense and in their individual personalities. The reason is that those boys may end up desiring other women as they grow up. Sister Grace. Hey, Sister Grace. Okay, I'm not going to throw it away. You know, you could be right. You know, you could be right. I don't know any better. I'm not enlightened. I'm not a researcher, or I'm not an analysis. Neither am I an expert in the field. But it's just not an idea that I have thought about, to be honest with you, that the boys might end up desiring older women as they grow. Interesting, Sister Grace. That's another dimension that has been thrown into the equation. To God be the glory. Like I said, if people are typing, it's going to take us a long time. And that's why I said, you know, normally I open the phone lines, but I noticed that a lot of people, for whatever the reason I can't explain, they don't end up calling except Ambassador. Even though Ambassador is in another country, she still endeavors to call. Wow. My pastor is talking. I'm guilty. Oh, you are not the only one, my pastor. You are not the only one. I am guilty. Oh, if this happens to be wrong, it's because my children are girls. Now they are grown up. We are dressing up together. Exactly. I don't think it for when you have, because the first thing Sister Kev Toms told us was that if they are the opposite sex, your children are not the opposite sex. So for me, I don't think there is anything wrong in it. That's me. That's my opinion. I just got out of ignorance. Okay. I have seen a movie based on what Sister Grace said, so I will want to agree with her. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Sister Lide, you're going to enlighten us. So did this young boy or child go up to desire? Do we actually know from that film that he went on to desire older women because he had been seeing his mother dressing up? Is that why he went for older women? Is that what the film was actually portraying, Sister Lide? Because this is quite interesting discussion now. You are not the only one. I am guilty like everybody else. In fact, I'm number one guilty. I'm number one culprit. So if anybody is guilty, this sister here is a guilty one. And that's why I am of the opinion that almost because if you look at everybody so far, it's only Kev Tom's Kitchen and Sister Grace that has said no. But that's why I said I believe that 99% of mothers, we do it. I have called in, ma. You have? Oh, okay, sorry, oh. Okay, hold on. Let me get my earphones on, Ambassador, before you call back in. Let me get my earphones on. So just give me a few minutes. When I show you the thumbs up, that means it's the time to phone back, please. So, like I said, I am guilty. Like, if there's 100 of us now, 98 of us are guilty because only 2 women so far have spoken up to say no. The other 98 of us, we have done it. I have done it. In fact, when my children were younger, when I have bubble baths, I don't think I need to explain what a bubble bath is to a lot of people. But just in case we don't know what bubble bath is, that's when we run a hot water in the tub and we sit in it to relax our muscles and everything, to just chill. Instead of scrub, scrub, scrub like a shower, we just soak ourselves in the hot, soapy water. Now, when my children were a lot younger, instead of me giving my children a bath and then me too taking a bath, I take a bath with my children. I took baths with my children in the same water. I took baths in the same tub with my children. Ambassador, I believe it is good to call in if you want to call in, ma. It is good to call in. You can call in. So that's why I said, if 98% of us have done it, and I will tell you, that's why I said I believe there is a reason, and that's why our Sister Yemi, but Sister Yemi said, it's just out of ignorance. But I believe my one wasn't out of ignorance. I did it because it made my life easier. Like I just said to you, if I get into the bubble bath with me and my child, that is one bath instead of two. So I have taken the time, my son or my daughter will sit there with their ducks or whatever toy I've put in the water. I will scrub them and everything, and I'm sitting there and I've scrubbed myself as well. So I have taken the time to give two people a bath and I'm out and I can go and do something else. That was me. I did that. I did that for many years. But as soon as my son started school, then I stopped it. Okay, the phone is ringing. Hello?
Hello, good evening, Auntie.
Ma, I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Good evening, ma.
God bless you, ma.
Yes, ma. Okay, good evening, everyone. Okay, let me just go right ahead. I grew up from a background whereby my parents did not hide anything from us. My father could dress in front of us. My mother could dress in front of us. And a lot of people tried to tell them that that was not the way to go. But the idea they had was that, see, if we don't dress up before our children and let them know that, okay, there is nothing to this thing, they don't want them to go up in search of, okay, what are these people always covering? And which worked for them. In the sense that me and my sisters and my brother, we didn't see it as, anything. But along the line, we were taught to respect, people's privacy. And then we were taught that, a girl is different from a boy. You should learn to keep your body. Don't dress up in front of a stranger. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. And so that's how I grew up. And that is why I also do it with my children. But at the end of the day, like now I have a boy and a girl. I'm already teaching them of which they know. That is why I say that balance is in everything. And then the God factor also in everything. No matter how careful we are in life, if we do not put the God factor in it, in training our children, even if we don't dress before them, they can, become whatever it is that is not good. Even if we dress before them, they can become anything. But we should always learn that, put balance to life. And then we now add the God factor, which helps us in every way. Now I've taught my children that, okay, you are a boy, you are a girl, you now have a separate room. You learn to respect yourself as a boy. You don't dress up in front of girls. And as a girl, you learn to respect your privacy as a girl. And in a society whereby we have, as young as my children were, they were like 4, 5, when they started teaching them sex education in school. They taught them the V, the P, and the day they came home and they started asking me questions, okay, mommy, this, okay, that, this is this part, this is this part. They even tell them sometimes, they show them charts. And so I now want to hide from them what they are being taught in school. And if I am hiding it from them, if they cannot talk to me about it boldly, they now go outside in search of it and say, okay, this is this, this is that. So we have to, be able to balance things up as adults, as children. Sometimes I say, I'm dressing, please, can you excuse me? And sometimes when they just bump into me and they see me dressing, and they want to ask me questions, I entertain it and I say, okay, can you now excuse me? I'm dressing. That's how I do mine. It's not like I invite them over and say, okay, I want to dress up. Come and look at me. I want to have my bath. Come and look at me. Just I don't make it a big deal. When they bump into me and when I need my privacy, I quickly tell them, excuse me, I'm dressing up. Please, can you step outside? And sometimes when they see me, and it's nothing to them. So that's just my simple, contribution to what we have, to talk about here. God bless you.
Thank you, ma. The Lord honor you. I appreciate that phone call. God bless you. So this is why I say, please, if you can call in, call in. You see, I couldn't possibly, it would have taken a time to type all that, and then I'll have to read it all to you. So please, if you can call, just call in. Pick up the phone. The phone number is 079 5050 6350. Please call in. You see, you need to understand. I appreciate that phone call because, you know, people just reading what you're saying will not understand where you're coming from. And we also would not know the effect of what you're doing. Sister Lydia has answered my question regarding the film, that he was brought up by the aunt who normally asked, you know, dress up in front of him and sometimes asked him to massage her. And the boy grew up, he got married, but the marriage didn't work because he's always after older women. Now, to be honest with you, from what you've written there for me, unless I actually watched the film, it doesn't actually tell me that the fact that she was dressing up in front of him was what made him to desire older women. Because don't forget, you know, all of us, we live in the real world. We've seen people that their family has never smoked, they went on to smoke. We've seen people their family never did drugs, they went on to do drugs. We've seen people that their family had enough to eat, but they went on to steal. You know, so you kind of wonder these kind of things, unless there's some research or finding that's actually come out to prove me or you wrong. I really don't have anything to go by. You know, even like Ambassador said, with all our good intention, even to educate our children the correct way, it doesn't mean that they would not go on to be a bad person in life. It doesn't. Somebody is calling. Our children the correct way. It doesn't. Hallelujah, you're on. God bless you. Thank you for calling.
Hello.
Hello, ma.
Hello, ma. I did it when my children were very young, but my husband always nagging on me that it's not good. But when they grew up, then I stopped doing it. I understand as well that it wasn't good.
Please, ma, is it possible you can turn down the volume of the broadcast, because we're hearing the broadcast as you're speaking, ma?
I stopped doing it. I understand as well that it wasn't good. Please, ma, is it possible you can turn down the volume of the broadcast, because we're hearing the broadcast as you're speaking, ma? Okay, ma. Okay, ma.
Okay, ma. We're hearing you. Once the volume is down, ma, we're listening.
Yeah,
ma.
what I'm saying, it was when my children were very young. I have 3 boys and 1 girl.
Yes, ma.
So I don't think anything wrong in it. But when they started growing up, I stopped doing it. Although my husband wasn't like it, he always nagging. Why you did this thing in the presence of the, male children? But later, I stopped doing it. I realized that it wasn't good at all.
Thank you, ma. I really appreciate that. You know something, while you are still on the line, I don't know whether it's possible. I'm actually thinking of asking my husband, because my husband, on my way home, Auntie Cecilia, God bless you, maybe my husband will be able to pick up the microphone before you drop, ma. No, because the thing is, my husband never complained once. He has never complained for 1 day. And it's interesting because every woman that is saying they've done it, their husband are complaining. So I have a question for my husband. Number 1, my husband never complained. Number 2, why are the husbands complaining? Is there something that they know that as women we don't know? So I really think there's an enlightenment that we need here. So if you're a man and you are online at the moment, if you are online, you are a man, you are online at the moment, I beg of you, please pick up the phone. The number is 079 5050 6350. Because like I said, when I did it, I never had any opposition from my home. That's what I want to know. Okay, thank you, Fidel. Because that's what I want to know. Because for all the men to be complaining, my husband never complained. Not once. He's never mentioned it once. So I'm going to ask my husband to be a contributor. And at the same time, for the men that are listening, please, men, if there are any men, if Auntie Yemi's husband is there, If daddy or uncle can contribute, I will appreciate. Ambassador, I don't know whether we can get uncle to contribute. I will appreciate. Who else? Sister Ada, if uncle is there and he can enlighten us, I want to know. Mine too never complained. Exactly. So I don't understand. Why are these men complaining? Do they know something that we women don't know? Because now, like I said to you, mine is like Auntie Yemi's case. Auntie Yemi said when the children started to mature, that's why I told you when my son entered reception or nursery, I stopped that. But I was still changing in front of him. I think it was when he was, I don't know, I think when he was 6 or 7 or something, I think that's when I stopped changing in front of him. I start closing my door and he just understood that he just doesn't come in. So I don't know. Boys who desire other women are called, yes, I know that's what they call them. But is it because somebody dressed up in front of them? I don't understand. Because there were boys that didn't grow up with their mom. There were boys that didn't grow up with anybody dressing in front of them. And they still prefer older women. I mean, for some people, it's fetish. Okay, another phone call, please. Good evening, ma, sir.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Yeah. I just want to chip in my own opinion, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
Okay. I didn't do it. And not because I'm trying to be a perfect person. The kids, I know I've got boys, and I've seen a lot of things while growing up as well. My mom dressed up in front of me. My dad never, I've never seen my dad dressed up in front of me till I grew up. So I got that idea from while I was growing up. Yeah, my mom had 5 girls and a boy. So even in the midst of the boy, we girls dressed up in front of the boy. But it got to a point that my mom told us, stop that. You are not supposed to dress up in front of your brother. And I got the message. So when I got married, and I'm like, okay, I had a boy. Well, before the boy was a year old, we normally have, obviously, I bathed with him. Sometimes I put him in the bath,
like
just
me.
like what you said initially.
It.
But immediately he was chill. I went online reading some article concerning how to train up your child, how to look after your baby and all of that. And I come across something that a lady shared. I think the lady resides in the US, and she said something that once the child is 2 years old, they tend to know everything around them. They tend to recognize. The boy might not be able to open his mouth and ask. But for him looking at you, looking at the figure and everything, he might be having some questions at the back of his mind, my thinking. And I'm like, okay, this is true. I'm not going to do this. And that was where I got my own ideas from. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this. And like I said, my husband does this sometimes. But me, I didn't do that, and I won't do it because I felt to me it is not right. Yeah, they have idea of being a boy. They know they're boys. I'm a girl, and all the sexual, whatever, everything. I'm trying to chip into their senses because obviously they are going to teach them in school, and I don't want them to get, the full knowledge from the school. So I'm of the opinion, or I'm of the person that I will teach my child or my children from home before the world will help me to teach them the wrong thing. So in my own opinion, I don't see it as like, okay, if they see it, they will obviously know about it from school. No, they shouldn't see it. Why would I have a boy and I'll be dressing up in front of the boy? Like I said concerning the movie, it was the boy's confession that made us realize what happened. Eventually, it was, something came or something led to one thing or the other. And I think the aunt abused him in the process. And that was how he got into, the whole thing with older women. And he found pleasure in older women. So to me, I'm thinking my own opinion is a no-no, especially when they are of the opposite sex. No excuse.
Thank you, ma. You see, but like you said, that's why I was asking that question. He eventually got abused by the older woman. So which could have triggered something else. You see, thank you for that clarity, because that was exactly what I'm trying to clarify. That is it the fact that she was just dressing, or the fact that she went on to abuse? Because any form of abuse, and I've said this before, any form of abuse.
Yeah, but ma, one thing led to another. If she's not been dressing in front of the boy, if she won't ask the boy to help her do something at her back or adjust the bra or the pants or whatever, and that led to abuse or something. So that's just the point is, don't do it, because one thing will definitely lead to another.
Well, may the Lord have mercy, because we're actually talking. We're talking. Thank you, ma. I appreciate. God bless you. Thank you. I'm talking about mothers to children. Lord, may we not have that situation where mother will start enticing their children. In the name of Jesus. My husband is in Nigeria, so. Okay, if you're anywhere in the world, you can please remember you can use WhatsApp to call in. So it doesn't have to be your direct phone. You can use WhatsApp to call in. Somebody else is calling. So he can't contribute. Thank you, Sister Yemi. I appreciate that, ma. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, Auntie. I'm calling back. This is me, Buki.
Hallelujah.
Okay. I want to make a further contribution regarding, the husband that are always complaining.
Woman of God, I'm listening. I don't want to interrupt you.
Okay, all right. Now, this is what I feel based on my own experience with people like that. Number one is the fact that it is a fallout from their background. Because that's the background. I'm speaking for my husband right now. That's the background from which he came. And then he never saw his mother's nakedness for one day. He never saw his father's nakedness for one day. And that was a fallout from him. He is also trying to achieve that with his children. That's number one. Number two is the fact that the negative side to that is that it actually puts a lot of pressure on them, especially the men. Now, I'm going to tell you my husband's experience. Before he got married to me, he was under a lot of pressure. He wanted to know how a woman's body looked like. Whenever he saw any woman that, her body was a bit exposed in the body, he usually got uncomfortable. There was a particular experience I realized he had when we were working together in the bank. He had this customer that came to him not properly dressed, and her buttons were off. And he said he was so uncomfortable, he couldn't control himself that he had to tell the woman, please, can you, dress up very well? Or, it was really very messy. But for a boy or a man that had been used to seeing his mother's nakedness and everywhere, you just concentrate on the discussion with the person and then you move on. Those are the negative effects of, too much of covering and too much of lot of pressure. By, he has to really control himself to, thank God he eventually married as a virgin, but he has to really wait to see. And even up till now, anytime he sees anybody that is not properly dressed outside, which he doesn't have control over.
Okay, that's Ambassador. I don't know whether something has happened, but there's a lot of comment that I need to read. Sister Grace put something. I've got two Sister Grace because I am blessed with all this grace. So let me read one that came. There's one my husband showed me and I'm trying to read it. It's important to note that men are double times turned on sexually compared to other female. Sister Grace is more than double. Can't call ma, so sorry ma, but I will send my epistle above. Okay. So like I said, it is not double, it's more than double. This is what one of my sisters wrote, Pastor wrote. When my first daughter was 5, she asked after coming out of the bathroom, she asked, Mommy, do you have breasts too? I said, yes. Why do you ask? She said, I thought I'm the only one. Since then, we dressed together. She's in the university now. My husband can't do that, but I do. He calls us girls' hostel. Exactly. Thank you, Fidel, for putting the number out there. You can call and please send the WhatsApp number. Thank you for that. God bless you, ma. Thank you. So I thank you for all. all the contribution. Like I said, a lot of things has been said. One, and I agree with a lot of things. And we still haven't answered one question, and I'm going to explain my opinion of that question. Number one, like I said, I think Faithful sent me a WhatsApp. I need to read the WhatsApp because I have a feeling she's trying to remind me of something. I know you sent me a WhatsApp. So what's the WhatsApp for? Or maybe it's a later WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, no. The WhatsApp that should have come through a long time ago and they're just coming now. Okay, so that is fine. Let me go back to the discussion. So, as I'm saying, everybody that is joining, God bless you. The question in the house this evening that we have been answering, my husband is yet to speak, and I believe he will be speaking soon because we definitely need a man's opinion. The question in the house this evening is, why should mothers dress up in front of their children? And if you're just joining us, you're just going to have to go back and read all the comments. You've missed all the phone calls that have come in through. And obviously, you just have to pick it up where you're coming in. Like now, one of the contribution again, which I agree with, is the fact that enlightening our children. Look, one thing, like I said, we can enlighten our children from today till tomorrow. Our prayer is still that they will turn out for the best. It is our desire and our prayer, and that's why we commit them into the hands of God. And the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go. And I believe every one of us that has spoken as mothers so far, we're speaking with good intentions. None of us want to abuse our children. None of us want to pollute our children. None of us want to harm our children in any way, shape, or form. Some of us have spoken because we want to enlighten our children. Yesterday, the discussion we have on daily prayer was of the opinion that I have to be the first, the mom and dad, that's my opinion, have to be the first people to be proactive about the opposite sex to our children. We have to be the one that is proactive about sex to our children. I don't believe that we should leave it to the system, to government, to society, to community. I don't believe we should do that. If we're training up our children in the way of the Lord, then I think we owe them a duty to train them up in all ways, not just in certain ways. Now, like I said, you and I are not rocket scientists, so we don't have all the answers. And a lot of us right now, I'm going from my experience, and I believe everybody else that is sharing is also going from their experience. And you can see when one of my sister called in, she also said she took birth with her children. I did that as well. But it got to a stage and I said, no, I didn't read anything. I didn't come across anything. I just thought, okay, my child is starting school now. He's learning stuff. So this is where we stop it. So we stop having bath together. But then I still continue to dress in front of my child. But then it got to another stage. I said, no, this age, this child is beginning to know left from right. So this thing should not happen anymore. So I put a stop to that one as well. But generally in my house, that's another thing I've got to let you know. Like Ambassador, your parents are very much like me. Your opinion and the way they've brought you up are very much like my own. I'm a person personally, and you probably would have heard me express this. I struggle to keep clothes on. I'm a person that struggles to keep clothes on generally, especially when I'm in my domain. I struggle to keep clothes on when I'm in my domain. So the older my children have become, the more clothes I've learned to wear. I struggle with wearing clothes in my own house. And my husband has never had problem with that. If anything, he's always enjoyed the fact that I am not hiding my body. And as time has progressed in my home, you won't believe it, both my children have cultivated that habit. They have cultivated that habit. And my husband tells me that your children are like you. Even my male son, my son, well, she's male, I have to be telling him, he goes to bed now with just his underpants. Even though he has onesies, he has PJs, he has dressing gowns and all that, he still goes to bed with just his underpants. Because again, I believe that's one of the things that he has picked up in the home. Because generally, the sister and myself, we are one for not wearing a lot of clothes in the house. And I believe that's part of the way that we've also educated our children. Now, am I saying it's right? No. Am I saying it's wrong? No. Only time will tell. But either way, one of the things, like Ambassador was saying, I am very much like her parents. And I don't think, unless Ambassador will write and let us know, I don't know whether your parents haven't dressing up in front of the children, whether it's had any negative effect on any one of you. Clearly, it's not had any negative effect on you. But we need to know whether it had any negative effect on the rest of the children. Don't forget that in bringing up children, there's variation. There's a lot of variables. It's not just one contributing factor that makes a child. There's a lot of variables. So dressing up in front of a child is only one of the numerous variables that goes into building up a home or a child. So there is a balance, like we said. Too much of anything is wrong. Sensitivity to the maturity and the growth and the level of understanding of our children is also paramount. We cannot throw that away. And then I'm going to say something as well, that I said the question that a lot of people haven't answered. And that question is that a lot of us, I personally, not because I wanted to educate my children, that's not why I did it. For me, it was just easier because I would be the one to bath them. I would be the one to dress them. I would be the one to get them ready. I would be the one to sort everything out. And there was just too much on my plate to have to sort out in one go. In fact, I remember as my children, when we started school runs and all that, and we'll wake up like 6 in the morning. It got to a stage, all three of us will be in the bathroom at the same time. If somebody is brushing, somebody is cleaning their face, somebody is cleaning their armpit or something, because we've got limited time for all of us to dress up and leave the house in good time. So if we are to wait, this is my home. I'm not telling you it's right. I'm not telling you it's wrong. I'm telling you this is what we did. Now, if I was wrong, then I was wrong. If I was right, then I was right. But I'm not going to come and tell you I'm a saint, because I don't want anybody feeling, hey, I'm a terrible mother. No, please, I'm sharing with you. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like I said, it's time that will tell for everybody. Because there's also, there's no ensuite. Exactly, there isn't. We've only got one bathroom in our house. So maybe for some of you that you've got multiple bathrooms, God bless you. But for me, I have 2 children plus myself, and we literally have 30 minutes to get out of bed, clean up, dress up, and be in the car in 30 minutes. So what we ended up doing was I get up, I go to the 2 rooms, I wake them up, all of us head to the bathroom. Somebody is, taking a wee, somebody is brushing, somebody is cleaning their armpits, somebody, in fact, when we take a wash in the morning, we use the same water in the sink. Except for my daughter. My daughter has allergy to a lot of soap, so we're sensitive. So the only soap she can use is her soap. So we end up having to use her soap a lot of the time because we don't have allergy to it. So whoever gets to the sink first and runs the water that we're going to use to have a wash, all of us are going to put our flannel in the same wash. We're going to wash our face. We're going to wash our armpit. We're going to do whatever it needs to do. But obviously, when we need to wee, my son leaves the room. When we need to wee, he leaves the room, but I stay there, or my daughter stay there when I need to wee. But we are all in there brushing, cleaning, and everybody is out, go to their room, dress up, and we leave. That's why I said I didn't do it because I'm trying to teach my children anything. Teaching my children was very far from my mind. That was not the reason I was doing it. I think it was a time-saving factor for me. I don't know. I think it's a time-saving factor for a lot of parents as well, because even when my son was a lot younger as well, I'll put his clothes on the bed. I'll put my clothes on the bed as well. And so once both of us have taken our bath, I take him there. I take the diapers. I take the body cream. I take everything. It's all in my room on my bed. As I'm dressing him, I'm dressing myself. I'm putting on my roll-on. I'm brushing my hair, and I'm all doing. So I'm doing everything all at the same time. Now, whether that is now, wrong, I don't know. And there was no need to we leave too. And when he needs to leave, yeah, that's true. And when he needs to wee, we leave the room as well. Exactly. That, in fact, I think we used to ask him to go and wee first. We let him go first. He does his wee. So when he does the wee, and don't forget, he is also responsible for cleaning the toilet, for cleaning the bathroom every morning. He has to do that before he leaves school. And for school, he has to empty the bin in the bathroom. He has to wash the toilet. He has to wash the sink. So normally we let him go in and do what he needs to do. Well, hopefully he would have had his wee by that time. And then we come in, we do all our wash, say fini, and thank God my daughter is online. So it's not as if, something that is hidden or we're doing it. But that was the reason we did it. And it made our life easier. And half an hour done, we're done. We were in the car on the way out because we still had a journey of an hour or so that we needed to make, and we needed to avoid traffic. Now that's how we did it. We didn't live like that at weekends. We didn't know, but then because we've cultivated the habit Monday to Friday anyway, at weekends, once in a while, when one of us is still there, we still go in. We still go in. So again, I don't know whether, time will tell. Unless maybe one day I can bring my son and ask him. But I definitely want to ask my husband. So before anybody else makes any other contribution, if you allow me, I want to hear what my husband is going to say. Maybe he can shed some light on why these men, I know Ambassador, but I think maybe the credit or the light went out and Ambassador had to cut off. But I need to know, why are these men objecting? Because like I said to you, these are the same men that will not take part in dressing up of their children. These are the same men that will not help or lift up a finger in making things. Because those days when I said we were all rushing in and all taking our wash at the same time, this man was on the bed fast asleep. My son still has to be, normally my son was the one responsible for warming the car as well. So apart from washing the toilet and everything, he will still have to leave the bathroom. Thank God he dressed faster than me and his sister. He will still have to come downstairs and warm the car so that we don't get into a cold car. You see, so I don't understand, because I said there's a lot of variables that is involved. The same boy that has cleaned the toilet and the bathroom is the same one that's went downstairs and warmed the car so that the sister and I will get into a warm car. Meanwhile, their dad was in bed fast asleep all this while. So I don't understand. Why are these men having an issue with it? Do they know something that I don't know, that I need to know? And that's why I want to hear the men speaking. And unfortunately, it seems that there's no men that wants to talk at the moment, or for some reason, they're not bold enough to speak. Yes, people turn whatever they want to in life. The family is the first unit of socialization and a very important one. If we put too many rules on ground, we grow apart and leave our children to the secondary levels of socialization where we have no idea what they're learning exactly. Internet, TV, magazine, friends, and all that. I didn't cut off. I kept speaking. I never realized you didn't hear. Oh my goodness. Okay. He went dead on my side. I'm sorry, Ambassador. So please, over to my boss. Please, sir. I'm asking you. About what? Okay. So he said he can't speak for the other men. So please, if there is any other person that can add or enlighten us in the house, I will really be grateful. Why are these men complaining? I know Ambassador, like she said, she didn't realize that he cut off. Ambassador was enlightening us on what she thought might be the reason. And one of the things that she said was that because the particular person in question was not open to seeing nakedness before, as he matured, when he began to experience women exposing themselves, he became uncomfortable. Now, again, if we hear that and we're listening, we're thinking, okay, so then I need to enlighten my children. But then somebody might say the school will do that. But is the school doing it right? Is the community doing it right? Is the magazine, is the friends, is the internet, is the TV, is the social media, are they doing it right? Because I'm almost of the opinion that as they grow up seeing this kind of thing, does it not reduce the possibility of, look, honestly, I don't think, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think. I think that because children will turn out the way children will turn out. It's one of those things that man proposes and God disposes. We will try our best to bring up our children for the best, to the best of our ability, to the best of how we know how. Because like I said to you, we teach our children not to steal. We teach them not to hit other people. We teach them not to demean people. But yet, the same children that we've taught, they still go on to abuse. They still go on to steal. They still go on to do something. So I think the best we can do is to offer our children the best education, all-round education that we possibly can offer them, in whatever way that we can offer that education. I think that's the best that we can do. And with prayer and with God on our side, we just pray that they're going to turn out for the best. Because, like I said, I personally, I do not see anything wrong with dad dressing in front of their sons. I definitely don't see anything wrong in that. If anything, I don't know, it could be part of their bonding. It could be part of the fact that, there's no big deal. I see my dad sees me, all that kind of thing. I don't understand. And as we women, like Pastor Grace was saying, I do the same thing with my daughter. Before I started the broadcast, I had another bubble bath. I was on FaceTime with my daughter. I was in the bath and my daughter was in her village. I don't understand. We were on FaceTime. I was in the bath. I had my bath. She was there. And she was on the other side on FaceTime. And we were talking. I don't know. It's a time-saving factor for me a lot of the time. Because otherwise, I would have to come out of the bathroom and then have that conversation or do, whatever. But while I was there, I was able to kill two birds with one stone. So I am of the opinion, yes, everything in moderation. Too much of anything is not good for anybody. And that's why Ambassador said, that people will turn out however they want to turn out in life. Exactly. But I believe none of us will set out to harm our children. None of us will set out to, really, it's not a big deal. Exactly. I think as long as the element of abuse does not come in, and that's why I'm hammering in that element of you've got to be sensitive. Like the sister said, as soon as she thought two was the cutoff for her, she exercised it at 2. Some of us thought, okay, when my son entered nursery, which was 3, 2 boys, men and girls, boys to men and girls to women is allowed. Exactly. So, for instance, for my daughter, I don't find anything wrong in it. And like I said to you, in our house, we walk around skimpy. In our house, we do. Because like I said, I am a person that struggles to keep my clothes on. In fact, the broadcast that I do, I endeavor to dress up every night for the broadcast, because normally in my home, I don't do that. Because my home is my sanctuary. My home is my palace. What I do in the comfort zone of my home is my home. And all the while still knowing that I have vulnerable children that I'm enlightening and I'm educating. In fact, I'm tempted to say I wanted to ask Fortress whether it's had any effect on him. Has he had any effect on you? None whatsoever. Somebody's calling. Hello, who is it? Please, you're welcome. Hello? 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 Good evening. I don't know whether the line got cut off. Yes, he has. I don't know whether you guys actually heard him. Could your dad, please, could you give Fortress a microphone for me, please? I'm honestly, we are educating each other. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think don't take this as the only element in bringing up a child. Is not the only factor in bringing up a child. There are multiple factors. I mean, for instance, okay, you might not dress in front of your children, but you're never available for your children anyway. You know, okay, Fortress, over to you.
I don't really remember the times we would have like a bubble bath together when I was younger. And then I remember like on Dedham, like when we were going to Dedham, yeah, to be honest, I think at the beginning I was annoyed because I felt like you guys were cutting me out or something like that.
Yeah, but Fortress is speaking. The person. Okay, please just hold on. Hello, you are online. Whoever is calling, please just hold on. Let's hear Fortress' contribution if it's possible, Ma or Sir.
But after that, I was like, oh, okay, I see that you guys don't really want your privacy. And then after, they didn't really mind me, and I got used to it.
Okay, so you were annoyed when we used to chuck you out. Really? That's another element we never thought about. So you thought, why couldn't we all be in the same room at the same time? So it was later that it dawned on you that we needed the privacy. And that's when you stayed on. You need to speak. They can't see you nodding your head.
Yeah.
You need to speak. Okay, so now you're saying you can't even remember the days when you had bubble bath with me. Okay, so you can't even remember the last time you even saw me dressing up either.
No.
So has it had any effect?
I don't think so.
Does it make you, when you see other young girls in your class or anything, do you think about they're naked, they're dressing? They can't hear you.
No, I don't. Although
he's shaking his head. I'm asking the other question. He's just shaking his head.
No, I don't really think that.
Is it even something that comes to your mind? Is it something you think about?
No. Because even in primary school,
yeah,
they'll make you separate your changing so you don't change with the girls and all of that. Although they do take a lot longer, but that's it.
So, Fortress, my boo, don't drop it. Auntie is saying, Auntie said I should read something she said earlier. I'm going to have to look for that. See my point there. God bless you, my Fortress. I love you, Ma. Faithful said also, I think we should take into consideration the fact that children tend to be bathed together. Children tend to bathe together when they are younger because they don't really have the knowledge of what is what exactly, which is what Fortress said. He can't even remember those times. He said he can't recollect the last time that he even saw me. Ambassador said I should read her previous comment. Let me see what Ambassador's previous comment might have been. Pastor Grace said, you are like me, oh, I'm so comfortable at home, mostly in my shorts and top. Exactly. I am very comfortable at home. Have you noticed that children who attend single-sex schools perform poorly than those who went to unisex schools based on experience while growing up, and even more so, people prefer mixed to single-sex schools because worse things happen. So you see, honestly, let's be real, people. Exactly, we are being real. God bless you more, my love. That's from Auntie Bukola to you. You make it real. That's what it's all about. And that's why I said, I'm interested. The men that have issues with it, why are the reason that they have issue with it? Because what is coming to my mind, I don't want to say.
Like I said to you, I can't speak. Look,
I didn't ask you to.
I'm a man that believes your home, like you said, is your place of comfort. So I can't speak for those men and why they have that kind of
I think I still have that person on the phone, by the way.
I don't know.
Hello?
Good evening, Ma.
Good evening. God bless you, Ma.
What I wanted to say is, should mother dress up in front of their children? I don't dress up in front of my child. I remember when I was small, when my dad would come out of the bathroom and he would go straight to the room, he would wrap up himself in the towel and go straight into his room. And you have no right to go into that room until when he's done dressing up. So when I had the child, and most of the time when my parents were around and my dad was inside the room and trying to dress up, and my little boy He's a child. He doesn't know what it means not to go into a room. He would literally open the door and enter. My dad would be like, "Can you come and take this boy away from me? He's not supposed to watch me dress up." I was like, "But he's a child. What is he gonna know if he's looking at you and all of that?" But he said it matters. He's not supposed to let you. He's not supposed to see my nakedness, so I should not allow him to be in the same room with him. So we came to come to that understanding that, okay, you are not supposed to see your dad naked. But with my mom, because we're just two, I saw my mom naked, she saw me naked, there was nothing to it. I myself, I was dressing up when my child was quite little because I thought he's a baby. What is he saying? But when my child became one and I noticed that he's standing and working, I stopped doing those things. But I think that as a mother, we shouldn't. If you have a girl child, that is perfect. I feel like that is another reason why they always advise in the country, in the especially United Kingdom, that when you have a girl child and you have a boy child, both of them should have different rooms. They should not have the same room. A girl should have her own room and the boy should have her room. I think it's just the fact of respecting privacy. And I think a sister called in and said something about a movie. And I actually believe that actually happened because it happened to somebody that was very close to me. This was a very good family friend of ours. She was dressing in front of her boy and she didn't see anything wrong with it. The boy grew up to be 16 years old, and when his mom would take off her panties, he would go and pick it up and he would smell it.
Hey.
Yeah, he would smell it like he was. He said, "Hey," he would smell it, and he started having sexual urge towards his mom. It was smelly, like she keeps her bra. He was smelly, like, because obviously they had a laundry room and a laundry basket, and she would put her things in there, and he would sneak there at night when everyone was sleeping, and he would smelly. If his mom is actually dressing up and the mom closed the door, he would peep through the hole of the door where the key is to see how his mom is dressing up. Like, it became like a normal, constant thing, and his mom would be like, "Your sister brings her boyfriend home. Why don't you have a girlfriend? What is the problem?" "Oh, mommy, no, I'm not ready." And she started getting worried, thinking he was gay. And I was like, I don't think he's gay, until a day that we went to their house to spend the night, and my mom actually caught him actually doing that. And he said he dreams about his mom in his sleep. He dreams about his mom in his sleep. He wishes his mom would be his own wife. His mom is beautiful. His mom is there. And they started talking about, smelling his mom's pants and everything and all of that. So I don't think that any mother, as long as when your child is 1.5, or actually even 2, you should not even dress in front of you, especially when it's a boy. A girl is fine. There's no problem, because what you have is definitely going to develop as a woman to have that. But for a boy child, to me, I think is a no-no. You should never ever dress in where your child is. Like you said, I also don't like to wear clothes. I love to wear my shorts and just be in my house and loud. Whether cold weather or not cold weather, or hot weather or not hot weather, I just like to be like that because I feel my home is my sanctuary. So if I'm still wrapping myself up in my house, there's something wrong with me. But me dressing up in front of my child, I have a little boy and I don't do that. I don't do it at all. I don't dress in front of him. So I think no mother should do it. But for the father actually frowning about it, because my husband does that as well sometimes. Like the lady said, my son can just walk in. I'm not expecting him to walk in, and he has a question to ask me. I'm not going to say to him, "Can you go out? I'm dressing." I would calm myself, then I try and answer his question. And if his dad walks in and meets something like that, I'd be like, "But I don't know why you don't ever close the door." I'm like, "But I wasn't expecting him to go up." So I've always asked him that question, and he's never given me an answer. What is the problem? Why don't men always frown towards that thing? Like, you should not ever allow your boy child to see you dress up. What exactly is the reason why they do that? I don't know. I think I need to ask him that question properly so that he can also give me the answer. Because I think it's not only you. Almost every woman that is online today, they are actually thinking that same thing. Why do the men frown? Why? I don't even see anything wrong if a man is dressing up and the son is there. But my dad doesn't like it. He doesn't at all. He frowns towards it. He will tell you, "No, please close the door. I'm dressing up. I don't want him to come in." When I finish dressing up, as long as he has worn his boxers and worn his vest, then any other person can enter into the room. But if he's still rubbing the cream in his body, he does not even want his own grandchild, which is a boy, to enter into the room. So I don't know, but that's my opinion, ma.
Thank you, ma. Who am I speaking to?
Amy, Sister Amy.
God bless you, ma. Thank you. Have we spoken before?
No, we haven't, but we spoke on YouTube.
Hallelujah. God bless you. I look forward to speaking to you again, man. Thank you very much. The Lord honor you. God bless you. Thank you. Yes, exactly. I can see everybody. That is demonic. Oh, yes, it's demonic. God bless you, Sister Bukola. There is more to that issue. If she didn't dress in front of him, he will still do it. There's more to that. That it's another level. It's more than what you think, my sister. Exactly. Sister Lovita said, Jesus. Good evening, everyone. Uncle Mio. So, my boss, please, over to you, sir.
Like I said earlier, the men that get mad, I don't understand, because in every home to whatever works for them. So I don't see anything. You know what? I don't know what to say about this.
I ask, for me, I'm not asking you to speak about other men. I personally said that you never complained once. So obviously you've answered that question because you don't have problem with it. And you don't understand why other men. So until we get other men, like Sister Emmy also said that, you know, unless she gets the answer to that question, because even grandpa doesn't want grandson coming in. I do not understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. And that's why Faithful said, haven't been to all girls with all boys down the road has a huge detriment when it comes to certain matters. Okay, so that is confirmation with what Auntie Bukola was saying earlier on. For everybody else that is just joining on, unfortunately, you are joining at the time that we're about to close. I always say this, we are here at the same time every week, but everybody still choose to come when they want, and there's nothing I can do about that. There's a special case. That's a special cases. There's definitely more to it. I tell you, it would probably have been worse if she never dressed before him. It may actually be a psychological problem for real. Probably there was. I think it's how they were brought up. It continued from generation to generation. MOG, I don't blame you, sir. You can't speak for others. Exactly. Nobody can speak for anybody. And that's why I said, please, let everybody pick up the phone, add their own contribution. I know of another person too who doesn't dress in front of him at all. The guy will always peep when she's dressing up. When he's caught, he said, I want to see my mother looks like. That is demonic. It's actually demonic. That's what she wrote. It's like a father disflowering his daughter. Yeah, there is something psychologically wrong, spiritually wrong, morally wrong, so many wrong factors. That's a special case. Yeah, there is something so wrong about that. At the end of the day, my uncle just see it as being disrespectful for a younger person to see an adult's nakedness. Okay. Again, like I said, unless somebody else is calling, our time is far gone. Like I said, we are always here every Saturdays and Sundays from the hour of 8, dealing with real issues that concern real lives. You know, as you can see, this topic, should mothers dress up in front of their children? You know, we've had several opinions, and like, you know, there's general consensus there that you can see. All things being equal, you know, a child should not be smelling the mother's underwear. A child should not be thinking or fantasizing about the mother. Again, that's why I said, bringing up a child, there are many variables. And all those variables has to be in place. We cannot specialize in some and minor in some. It's not possible. Everything has to be in balance. So there might be other stuff that is definitely wrong in there that we need to look into. Thanks a lot, Ma. Let's be real on point. Exactly. We are always real, honest with ourselves. If you're listening to this and you're a mother, and you have been dressing in front of your male child, you know, well, again, like I said to you, I brought my family in. My daughter has spoken, my son has spoken, and my husband has spoken, and many other people have called in as well, and they've spoken and they shared their opinion. I am of the opinion, to be honest with you, with a lot of mothers have spoken, it gets to an age you have to know, no, this is a no for my son. whether yours is 1, whether yours is 1.5, whether yours is 2, whether yours is 3. It gets to a stage you have to decide, no, as the opposite sex, I can't be, like I said, I put, like the sister agreed with me, I'll put my children in the same bathtub with me. I'm telling you, if my bathtub was any bigger, there would be 4 of us in the same bathtub. I'm telling you. Let's look at Genesis. Are you talking about when Ham look at the nakedness of Noah? Is that what you're referring to, Sister Lubumi? Because I knew somebody will please be giving us numbers for those of us outside the country. Okay, ma, no worries, ma. I'll be doing that. Faithful is our media controller. Yes. Okay. Now, I'm going to address this and then I'm going to be done, everybody. The number is there. Okay, thank you, ma. So I'm going to address this for a benefit of the people that do not know this story. I'm going to quickly touch on this because Sister Lubumi has mentioned this. There is a story of Noah. Noah, the Bible said he got to a stage, Noah was very comfortable and he had, what do you call it? The vineyard. He had a vineyard growing wine. And he grew the wine to the extent that he himself was the first benefactor or the most benefactor of that wine. Now, we know what the Bible says about drunkenness in the first place. It says, Eleya, loti, wine. That's what it says in the Yoruba translation. And in the English one, it says, wine is a mocker. Alcohol is a mocker. That's what it says. And it talks about how the ridicule and things that it comes from there. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that in that story, the Bible said that Noah grew a vineyard. He got drunk so much one night. Somehow he was naked. And the son went in and saw the nakedness of his father. Now, the Bible recorded that after seeing the nakedness of his father, he came and called the remaining brothers. He came and called the remaining brothers. Now, automatically, you know where I'm going with this. And that's why I'm laying the foundation for all of us for the benefit in case we don't know that story. Number 1, he was drunk, the father himself. Number 2, for one reason, like one of the sisters calling that, a child would just walk in. So Ham probably just walked in, not knowing what he's going to expect. The last thing he expected was to see his father drunk and naked. Now, a decent person, and that's what the story told us, when he went to ridicule his father, because that's what he did, he ridiculed his father. Because the others could have gone also and look at the nakedness of their father. They didn't. The Bible said when he went mocking his father to the other brothers upon hearing the story, they took a cloth and they walked in backwards and covered the nakedness of their father. That's what the Bible said. It said they walked in backwards and they covered the nakedness of the father. So they never saw the nakedness of their father. Now, the next morning, the Bible said that was not dressing up. He was drunk. He called others to see it. It's a different scenario. Why? Because he had never seen before. It's a big deal to him. I don't know. But let me continue with what that story said. That story said when Noah woke up in the morning and his other 2 sons, the one that covered the nakedness of their father, when the other 2 sons, when they told their father what had happened, the Bible recorded that Noah cursed Ham and Canaanites because the descendants of Ham are the Canaanites. So he cursed Ham and his descendants for what? For what he did the night before. So, like Pastor Grace is saying, the mom that is dressing in front of her children, she was not drunk. The children that were there, they did not come and go and call somebody else to come and see or ridicule. That did not happen. Now, again, somebody will totally disagree with me, but a child, like somebody also said, I'm not sure whether he's faithful or somebody, before a child to understand, I think his Sister Kev Tom said she watched or read that by the age of 2, a child begins to know, and that's why she stopped at 2. So before that age, when the child doesn't know anything, should we now say because our children, we've dressed up in front of them, we curse them? Again, at that age, what do they really know? What do they understand? And again, we can see a lot of the women are saying here that by the time they start understanding that the children are knowing the difference between right and wrong, they stopped it. So I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. But like I said, we are being real. And that's why I gave us the whole scenario of that story. We have a father that was drunk. We have a son that did not know how to cover the nakedness of his father. And we saw sons that knew how to cover the nakedness of their parents. In fact, there is somewhere, I think also in the book of Proverbs, that talks about covering somebody else's nakedness up. Everybody wants their nakedness to be covered up because we are not always perfect. And it doesn't always, that nakedness doesn't always have to be in terms of our physical nakedness. By revealing the lives and the atrocity or the mistakes of your parents to people as well, should we now curse our children? Because that's also revealing the nakedness of your parents to people that shouldn't be privy to those information. Always remember that when we read the scripture, there's always the application of the scripture as well. So look at the, I'm getting a lot of comment that is coming in. That was not dressing up, he was drunk. Why? Because he had never, because of who he was, he messed up, and because of who the others were, they did the right thing. Personality is everything. Personality is everything. It's blanco. I don't know what is blank, but those are all the things that I'm seeing in front of us. So like I'm saying, we have said this, and I've said it a few times. We've got to be vulnerable to what? To the maturity, to the development of our children. I said it and I'm saying it again. Am I saying it's right? No. Am I saying it's wrong? No. I merely shared with you, with other women on this platform, what they did. And we found out of about 10 of us, 8 of us did it. And I explained to you the reason why I did mine. And that's why I brought my family in, to give you the effect or the consequence of what it might have had on them. And thank God everybody was able to hear. So at the end of the day, we've got to understand that, like I said, there are many variables to bringing up a family. There are people, that's why I gave the example that nakedness, nakedness is not just the physical nakedness. When your children go out and blacklist you, when your children go out and slander you, when your children go out and demean you and ridicule you, that's equally as showing your nakedness. If you're a drunkard, that you drink or you smoke or you don't know how to control your mouth, and your children go out and they're saying this, that is equally as showing your nakedness. Now, do we do like Noah and turn around and curse our children and their descendants? God forbid. There's that element of forgiveness. Because one of the scriptures that I use in daily prayer for our children not too long ago, I think it's in the book of James. It says many of us would do a lot of mistakes. It says, in fact, he said all of us. In fact, he said all, and he said many mistakes with an S. What Ham did could have been a mistake. But he knew what he was doing. Because by the mere fact that if he had only seen the nakedness and then he took a cloth and covered his father, that would have been the end of it. Because he didn't mean to go and see the nakedness of his father. But immediately he ridiculed and mocked and went to call the other ones to come and have a look. It became something else. And that's why I think the sisters at the moment are saying it's a different thing, because we dressing up in front of our children did not use it as a means to go and be telling somebody outside or to be inviting other people, oh, come and see, mommy is dressing up. It didn't happen. In fact, a lot of the women here that said it, as soon as they realized that their children are doing what? Their children were reaching maturity age or the age of knowing between right and wrong, they stopped it. But to say we didn't do it will be hypocrite. And that's why let's be real. A lot of us, we did it out of ignorance, like my sister Yemi said earlier. We did it out of ignorance. I told you the reason I did it. It was just a convenient way of life. It was very easy for us to just go in there, do our business, and come out. You know, is my baby. I put him in the same tub as me. We have our bath. It was just easy. It made my life easier. Again, maybe if some of our husbands were more proactive and more helpful, then we wouldn't feel compelled. You know, I'm not the one that will wake up the child. I'm not the one that will bath the child. I'm not the one that will feed the child. I'm not the one that will still sort out the rest of the bag that needs to be put in the car. And I'm still the one that's still going to have a bath. I'm the one that woke up before everybody, but yet I'm still the last person to get in the car. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? So any ways that I feel that I can corner. So instead of me first taking a bath and then coming back again, some people said they did. To God be the glory to you if you were able to do it. But for me, that was the easiest way for me to do it. And like I said, as soon as I knew my child was reaching this age, boom, I stopped it. And that's why I brought my child in. That I don't know, was it a good thing? Was it a bad thing? Am I condoning it? Am I rejecting it? None of the above. And that is why I brought my child in. And you thank God for all the people that heard him. He said he can't even remember those days. He said he doesn't even remember we ever even did such thing. So you can see how far back that was. But like I said, I'm not a perfect example. I'm only saying being real life that we all live in. The children that ridicule their parents in time of their vulnerability are wicked souls. That's exactly what the Bible says. Yes, man, you are right. That does not mean we should curse our children, but use other means to punish them. So the Bible is there. The Bible says for rebuking, for correcting, for chastising. We need to know every time we read, there must be the application. There must be the understanding and the revelation and the application of what we're reading. So yes, tons of love, of course, tons of love. Oh, maybe tons of love to me. I don't know which one you're saying. But everybody, again, like I said, we're here every Friday and Fortress, you're the one that put Friday in my mouth. We're here every Saturday and every Sunday being real. That question we just treated today was a question that was posed to me by a sister. Please keep your questions coming. I will address them. We will sit down and we'll go through it. I'm not telling you this woman has all the answers. Look, I am like you. Every day I am working out my salvation. I will tell you what the scripture says. I will give you my understanding. Does that mean I'm right? No. Does that mean I'm wrong? No. Like I said, every time I sit down in counseling, all I say is I give you what the Bible says. I give you my opinion. At the end of the day, the ultimate choice is always yours. I don't impose and I don't compel, but I will reveal as I have understanding. And that's why I am not the authority. I am only the facilitator. And my name is Funke Odushote. God bless you. Thank you very much for being a part. And I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock, God willing. God bless. Auntie Cecilia said she did the same thing.
I call you Jesus, the master of the world. Oh Jesus, you're the lily of the valley. Yes, you are. Sweet Jesus, you're the bright and morning stand.